Hi, this is Vincent with the Society for Creative Anachronism and an SCAIowa video introducing the idea of the SCA to you as a potential new member. For over 50 years, members of the SCA from around the world have been gathering together to explore the past hands-on. The fun of creating and making and recreating the past. We've come together as a community and have been enjoying this as a hobby for many years. And it's a great time for you to come and join us as well. What you'll find out is that it's easier than ever before to begin participating in historic recreation. There are many online resources, tutorial videos, websites dedicated to the subject, and now more than ever before there are online vendors that can help you get the stuff that you don't necessarily want to make. This video was produced by SCAIowa in order to just kind of brush over the surface, introduce just the bare basics to you to get you started to find out whether or not this is the right hobby for you. There are other videos available as well as websites that have more information going into much more detail on other subjects. So please check those out as well. "50 years ago, it's kind of hard to imagine that a gathering of fantasy and history buffs started this great hobby. They probably couldn't imagine that back then there would end up being, now 50 years later, tens of thousands of people around the world participating in many ways that they couldn't have imagined. People finding their own path leading to historic recreation. There are so many different paths available, so many different activities and subjects to look at, and when you are encompassing all of the cultures that existed before 1600, you have a lot of history to explore. Many of our participants enjoy the social aspect of the SCA as they gather together with friends and people who hold common interests with them and learn and teach each other about history. Other people very much enjoy the combat recreation or the martial activities like archery, and that allows them to explore the adventure of history. So much of what the SCA is are the objects and the skills and the knowledge that is represented in history. And that's why so many of our participants participate in the arts and the sciences, the making, the creating, the doing, the experiencing. When you start bringing together all of these different aspects, you find yourself stumbling back into time, having these moments where it feels like you've stepped out of a time machine at the events and you feel like this is the adventure that you want to be part of. There are many places where you can participate with the SCA around the world. Now there are 20 kingdoms worldwide. And when you start looking across Iowa, there are many communities that have local groups where you can gather together with people with similar interests and explore things. So whether you're gathering together with your local group, either weekly or bi-weekly, or whether you're attending the events on the weekends when you gather together with people from across the kingdom or across the known world, you have fun with these people exploring things, whether it's in classes, in activities, the martial activities. People gather together within their area of interest and have this historic adventure. Newcomers and guests are always welcome at our local meetings, and to a certain extent at our events, you're welcome too. You do have to have an attempt at historic clothing in order to attend a weekend event. There are some pretty clear steps open to you right now so that you can work your way towards a historic adventure. First thing, learn a little bit more about the SCA. We have a lot of other videos and posts that talk about a lot of things on our SCAIowa resources. I encourage you to check these out. Then find your local group or explore your local kingdom and find out what part of the SCA you belong to. Then you can reach out to the resources where we help new members to participate with us. And pretty soon, once you attend a local meeting or event, you'll find yourself on your path to your adventure. There are a lot of other resources online, and I encourage you to check these out. when you have a moment to learn a little bit more about our historic hobby.